Hey, and welcome to map 6 of the Plutonia experiment. This is Baron's Lair, and as you saw there, we went underneath that cube in the middle there and we got a whole bunch of weapons. Remember that for when we get to the PS1 version of this level. So as you can see, there are 4 doors around this square platform, and what we want to do, we want to head inside this one. The other ones require us to use keys or to hit switches to open them. The first thing we've got to do is get rid of these bony boys, and the reason for that is because there's a whole bunch of these guys on this level and we really don't want to be dealing with them that much. Now notice here, we can't actually shoot the pinkies down there. We'll be seeing them in a little bit. Now here's the fun thing about these Plutonia levels. Whenever you see like brown sludge on the floor like that, I like to play a game. Will it hurt me? Will it not hurt me? We'll find out in a minute, once we've killed these mancubus and the bony boys, if this floor will actually hurt us. Spoilers, you may be surprised. Gonna run around here because the bony boys can't hit us from up there. I'm just gonna get rid of these mancubus here. I'm gonna switch to the chain gun here. I think the rocket launcher may be better here. I'm gonna use this post here to try and avoid the rocket fire, because obviously a few hits from those and we'll be really feeling it. So using the rocket, we've managed to clear that area out. When we hit that switch, it actually opens up some side areas here with some arachnotrons. The main thing here is just don't stand in the middle. If you stand in the middle, these guys will jump you from both sides and it's very easy to get ambushed in this area. There goes the final one. So when we hit this switch, we can actually run over here. And we can actually head up here for a little secret. So we've just grabbed ourselves a soul sphere, which is very nice. And you'll notice that the brown sludge does not hurt us. I hope you chose right when I asked that question. So we'll head up here and you can see that the bony boys are actually guarding the red skull card. So now that we've got that, we can actually head into the red skull area, which is here. Now the thing is, once we come inside here, we are not going to be able to get back out until we grab the key in the pit down there. Now this can all get very busy very quickly in here. So once we shoot our weapon here, this room's going to get a bit crazy. You can see the Caco demons, there's Hell Knights, there's Pain Elementals, there's Lost Souls. So yeah, this room is a bit of a mess. Normally when I'm doing run-throughs of this game, I'll normally just run straight through this room as quickly as I can and leave all these enemies behind, because it's actually fairly easy to grab the blue key card and get out of here before things get really messy. And because it's a coloured door, they can't actually open it. So win all around. But unfortunately here we're going to deal with all these guys. Going to make use of the rocket launcher here. Grab the blue key card there. So I think that's the final one there. So we can actually leave this room behind. So what's interesting is that because we've been going into all these rooms, we can actually hit these switches and we can actually grab the ammo inside, which is going to be very useful for us. Grab all the goodies here. So, no, we've been in there. So yeah, we need to go in the blue one here. Lost my bearings there for a second. So remember early on we saw that room with all those pinkies that we couldn't shoot? Well, welcome to that room. So this room's not too difficult. Because of all the ammo we've collected, it's fairly easy to just pull out the rocket here and just, you know, blast our way through this area. Take care of you. And take care of you. So there's a secret here. You have to grab the Berserk pack off the top of this. There you can see there's the balcony we were looking down from before. Honestly, this area is not that difficult, and you know, as long as you bring in enough ammo to deal with all the enemies, it's not going to challenge you that much. Now you got to be careful here because this big door here has opened up. This leads towards the exit of the level, but there is a big challenge between us and the exit, and we'll see what that is in a second. Get rid of those chain gunners because they were shooting me from a distance there. So I want to clear the battlefield here, and you'll notice that there's two sets of doors on either side of this area. So we'll find out in a second why that's not good for me. So I want to get rid of these guys as quickly as possible. So as we're getting rid of these guys, we want to be wary of what's through the other set of doors, because I'm just going to grab all this ammo. When we head over here, you will see it's a cyber demon. Yes, so we've got to beat a cyber demon here. Now, you can run past it if you're quick enough. You need to get to that switch behind him. But here's the thing, you're going to have to visit that switch twice. And, you know, no matter how good you think you are, cyber demons can be a bit of a pain in the backside to try and avoid. Oh my god. Oh, I am shocked. Oh, wow. 1%. I am shocked we are not dead. So I'm going to have to play this a bit safe here now, because I can't... Ooh, wow. I'm going to have to make sure he doesn't blast me, and I can't even really take any splash damage. There we go. So yeah, this cyber demon fight is quite challenging. It's not a big area that you're left to fight in, and it is very easy to kind of get hit by splash damage because the walls are pretty close behind you. But yeah, once you beat the cyber demon, this level is pretty much done with. I think in the grand scale of things, this is one of my more appreciated Plutonia levels, just because I think it isn't that cheap. I think it escalates pretty well to that cyber demon fight. And I think that all of the rooms have their own little challenges that force the player to approach them in different ways. I think that first room is probably one of the harder rooms in the level, which is kind of fun because all the other rooms afterwards don't feel quite as difficult. But luckily the level is fairly kind with the weapons it gives you at the start. And there's lots of ammo on this level, so there's really no point where you're kind of left feeling like you're left short in that regard. But now we're going to dive into the PS1 version of this level. And as you may notice watching all these PS1 versions of this level, there are a few changes to note. For example, all the weapons that we would have gotten from being invisible are actually just on the ground there, which doesn't really make a difference, but it does kind of take away from the splendor of that moment. And you'll also notice that they've changed the way that these doors are telegraphed, so now it's very clear that these are for certain key cards. Now, I will say, I do think this level is fairly easier, largely down to the fact that the bony boys in this level are really slow. Another interesting shortcoming of this version of the level, or advantage if you want to go that way, is that you can actually shoot down here in this version, so they've not used the clear sector trick here to block it off. You can actually just shoot all the pinkies that you want here. As long as you can see them, you can probably shoot them. There's one in the distance over there. But yeah, we'll move on from there. So we've still got to deal with the bony boys overhead here. But you'll notice that they've actually changed what enemy is actually in the brown sludge here. It's not a mancubus, but this time it's actually an arachnotron, which is kind of makes sense because we'll be seeing a bunch of those in a second anyway. Just going to grab some health here. We're going to take out the bony boys here. I'm grateful those missiles decided to disappear there. That's really nice of them. we're going to tear down these arachnotrons here. Just going to tear down this final one here. Going to grab that box of rockets because we are running a bit low on ammo. So now that we've cleared out this area, we're going to hit the switch over here to unlock the doors. As you can see, most of the architecture in these levels are pretty accurate to what we would see in the PC version. It's simply a case of the lighting's different. There we go. We're going to take you down. So I have left myself a bit short here. I did leave some box of shotguns shells back near the start of the level. I should have probably picked them up. And I fell down. Lovely. Luckily it's not too much of a trek to get back to the red key there. But you can see it is possible to fall down. So we're going to head into the next part of this level here. Going to head through the door. Now if we head up top here, one of those switches should have unlocked, so I should be able to access at least some of that ammo in the secret area. We can indeed. So you'll notice here that the chain gunners have been replaced by imps. We won't be seeing any chain gunners in this level, but there is still some enemies who teleport in here. And we also still need to shoot those walls there to open up the areas with the rockets here. So we're just going to take care of those enemies down there. Hopefully we can get rid of them without having to worry too much about taking damage. So we've grabbed the blue key there, means we can actually leave this room. They've made the steps a bit bigger, I think, in this version, just to make them a bit more prominent for console players. Yes, this switch is now opened up. Getting all this ammo right before the end of the level is very nice indeed. So interestingly, the enemy selection in here hasn't really changed all that much. So you can see there's still a bunch of bony boys, and because we killed most of the pinkies earlier on, there isn't that much of a challenge in here, which is nice. It means we can just run through and hit the switches here. There you go, grab the berserk pack. I don't know if that counts as me walking into the secrets or not. We'll find out at the level's end, I guess. But now that we've completed the blue key area, we can actually head into the final part of the level here. Ooh, it's the other side. So as we turn the corner here, you can see there's some bony boys up top here, but there's no chain gunners at the back of the room here. It's instead replaced by other enemies. You have to admit that without chain gunners, this level is a lot easier. So I am curious what they will replace the Cyber Demon with. You'll also see they've simplified the ending area significantly. So that's one of the big changes visually for this whole level. Still a bunch of bony boys here, which is fun. So you can see no Cyber Demon in this version. It's just a bunch of bony boys, which makes sense. But the problem with the bony boys in this version of Doom is that they're fairly easy to outmaneuver because they move really, really slowly. And that's us pretty much done with this level. All we need to do is hit these two switches here and we're done. So again, this isn't a bad interpretation of this level, but it's kind of similar to other Plutonia levels in that it's a fair bit easier, because when you limit the number of enemies you can have on a level, like, it makes things so much easier because you can't have that variety of arch-viles and chain gunners and revenants all shooting at you at once. And I don't know, in some of these levels you can kind of feel that limitation a lot more than you could in like Doom 2 and TNT, I'd argue. You'll also notice that we didn't get all the secrets because I didn't walk on top of that fountain, which is where the Berserk Pack was, but we did grab the Berserk Pack, so I'll give myself that one. But at the end of the day, I think this is a really fun early Plutonia map. What do you guys think of this one? Do you like it or do you hate it?